Have you ever had that feeling, that nagging sense that you're just stuck?
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe that big breakthrough you want in your work or just personal growth, it always seems just out of reach.
It's a really common feeling, I think.
It is. But what if unlocking that potential isn't really about raw talent? What if it's something, well, more controllable, something more impactful?
Hmm.
Today, we're diving into some really insightful audiobook excerpts. And they argue that your attitude, it's not just important, it's kind of like the hidden code shaping everything.
Yeah, sometimes even more than talent, if that talent isn't, applied right.
Exactly. These sources show how those seemingly small choices you make every day, they profoundly shape your energy, your whole future, really.
Yes, and our mission today, it isn't just to give out, generic advice.
Right.
We've really dug into these sources to pull out clear, actionable methods, things you can use, right away, to shift those small choices, the ones you might not even notice,
Yeah.
into steady, real results. We want to show how building that clearer, stronger mindset, it's not just theory, it's practical.
A blueprint, almost.
Yeah, a blueprint. And these ideas, they build on each other. You might see faster, more lasting growth than you'd expect.
That's the goal. So by the end of this deep dive, you should have some practical tools. Ways to meet setbacks with a bit more calm, keep hope alive when things feel slow, sharpen your focus, maybe reduce some stress, and genuinely boost your confidence.
Yeah, concrete ways to turn those things that feel like failures into actual lessons.
And build routines that make discipline feel less like a struggle, more like automatic growth.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, let's get right into it. The absolute core idea from all this material: attitude.
The foundation.
It's totally the foundation. These excerpts make it so clear your attitude is the bedrock. Everything else, all meaningful growth, is built right on top of it.
It makes sense.
Skills, yeah, you can always refine skills, learn new things, but it's the way you think, the way you approach life.
Yeah.
That's what determines if those skills ever reach their full potential.
That's such a crucial distinction. Because a positive mindset, as these sources talk about it, it's not about pretending everything's perfect.
Yeah, not at all.
Or just ignoring challenges. It's more about actively cultivating a way of thinking, a framework that actually strengthens you every day.
Even when progress feels slow.
Especially then. That internal strength is vital for, consistency, discipline, real growth in any area. Your mind becomes an ally.
Instead of an adversary. Yeah.
Exactly.
So how do we start? How do we actually cultivate this? One of the first big steps these sources point to is just becoming aware.
Aware of your thoughts.
Yeah, that constant stream of thoughts, especially the inner dialogue. So many of us just live with this default negative track playing.
I can't do this.
Totally. I can't do this. Things never work out for me. All that stuff. And it just quietly chips away at confidence, drains your motivation.
Right. But the sources show that just noticing it and then consciously reframing, you actually start to rewire things.
It's powerful. Like that example they give, instead of thinking this is impossible when facing something tough,
You pivot.
you pivot to, okay, this is difficult, but I'll figure it out step by step.
And that's not just playing with words. It's redirecting your mental energy. It builds a little bit of courage right there.
Yeah, it really does.
And building on that awareness, how you start your day, it sets the tone, doesn't it?
Oh, massively. The sources really stress the impact of intentional focus right from the beginning.
Instead of just jumping straight into the stress or letting emails or anxieties grab you immediately.
Exactly. Taking even just a few minutes to consciously direct your thoughts. It can be transformative.
And it's not abstract. It's actively steering your own mind before the day's distractions take over.
Like that practical technique mentioned, just taking a moment to write down maybe 3 things you're genuinely thankful for.
Yeah, or identifying one small, doable goal for the day. It just primes your mind for possibility, not problems.
And that focus isn't just a morning thing, is it? Life throws distractions, challenges at us all day long. They can pull your energy right down.
Constantly. So the discipline is about choosing where you put your attention throughout the day.
If you just dwell on the setback, ruminate on it, it gets bigger in your head, doesn't it?
It does. But consciously shifting focus to solutions, suddenly you start seeing paths forward.
Like that project obstacle example. Dwelling on the frustration, that's a dead end.
Right. But asking, okay, what's the next best step I can take, even a tiny one, that immediately shifts your energy back to action.
That habit, that redirecting, it's like building a muscle for growth every single day.
And it's also vital to remember what you're feeding your mind.
Yeah.
the inputs.
Exactly. Your mind absorbs what it sees and hears repeatedly, like food for your body.
So the sources make a really strong case for intentionally consuming, uplifting information, surrounding yourself with positive influences.
It's not about hiding from reality, though.
No, not at all. It's about strategically choosing fuel that helps you grow. One excerpt even mentioned how just 5 minutes reading something inspiring, instead of scrolling through negative news,
Yeah.
can subtly shift your whole outlook for the next hour. It
Yeah.
shows that compounding effect.
And the people around you, too. That's huge.
Oh, massive influence. If you're constantly around complainers or doubters, you just soak that energy up.
You do.
So actively seeking out people who encourage growth, that really strengthens your mindset. And the sources say this isn't about just cutting people off, but being mindful, choosing who really shapes your inner world.
So what makes all this stick? Because it sounds good, but
Consistency.
yeah, that's
Well-
what the sources kept coming back to. Consistency is the secret ingredient.
Absolutely. One single day
Yeah.
of trying to think positively. Honestly, that won't magically change everything.
No, but repeated days, day after day of consciously training your thoughts, choosing that better perspective, that positive input.
That's what gradually transforms how you see the world.
Yeah.
It's like exercise for your brain.
Like building mental muscle. Each time you replace a limiting thought with a constructive one, you're not just thinking differently.
You're building actual mental strength.
Okay, so we have this stronger mindset. How does that actually translate into action, especially when things get tough, which they always do?
Right. Well, the sources consistently point to two really powerful forces here: resilience and courage.
Mm-hmm. There's that quote, something like,
Strength is not proven when life flows smoothly.
yes. But in moments when everything feels uncertain and difficult, and yet you choose to rise again.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
in those tough moments that your inner architecture really shows itself.
And that's where the definition of courage they use is so freeing, I thought.
Yeah, it's not about not feeling fear. It's about acting despite the fear.
Right. So resilience, then, is built every single time you decide, okay, I'm going to try again. After rejection, a failure, a delay.
And the sources offer this really powerful reframe. Setbacks are temporary. They're not permanent.
No obstacle lasts forever.
The no failure defines the rest of your life unless you allow it.
Yeah. Understanding that just shifts your whole response. What felt like a wall becomes just a hurdle.
That is such a crucial shift. Instead of seeing challenges as, punishment or just bad luck.
Interpret them as training.
Yes, training.
Mm.
Every difficulty is a chance to build endurance if you just refuse to quit.
So maybe you lose an opportunity you really worked for.
Yeah.
You can either dwell on the frustration, which gets you nowhere.
Or you can choose to use that experience, that feedback, to prepare even better for the next one.
Exactly. Choosing courage turns every obstacle into a chance to grow your capacity, not shrink it.
Which brings us to that common trap, confusing a single failure with who you are.
Oh, definitely. People internalize it. I failed, so I must not be capable. But the sources are so direct here that, quote, failure is not identity, it is feedback.
That's so liberating, isn't it? When you really embrace that, setbacks lose their power. They become data.
Valuable data points you can use to adjust your strategy, to grow, not judgments on your worth.
Exactly.
So how does this actually build real confidence? Because confidence can feel elusive.
Well, it grows through motion, through action, not by sitting around waiting to feel ready.
Right. I like that line. Acting despite fear is like training a muscle.
Each time you face a difficult situation and still take a step forward, you strengthen your inner belief.
Yeah. It might start small, like just speaking up in a meeting when your voice is shaking a bit.
Or taking on a task that feels slightly intimidating. Each time you push through that initial discomfort, you expand what you believe you're capable of.
And that's where those small, consistent wins come in. They're so important.
Hugely important. Confidence doesn't usually come from giant leaps. It grows steadily. Repeated effort.
Even if it's just showing up for that daily practice or finishing a task you kind of doubted you could.
And there's that great insight. Doubt appears whenever you push against the boundaries of what is familiar.
Oh, I like that.
Instead of seeing it as a warning, see it as proof that you are on the right path.
So doubt isn't a stop sign. It's a signpost saying growth happening here.
Exactly. It's a signal of growth, not a reason to back down.
Okay, so how do we really solidify this inner strength? Make it stick. The sources point to some really practical daily habits, starting with Gratitude.
Ah, gratitude. Yeah, it sounds simple, but the sources frame it as incredibly transformative.
There's that quote, "Gratitude is one of the most powerful practices for shaping a calm mind and a focused life." Why? Because it shifts attention from what is missing to what is already present and valuable.
That's it. And daily gratitude, it's not just about feeling nice for a moment. The courses suggest it literally rewires your brain
How so?
to filter the world differently, creating what one excerpt called mental order, a kind of calmness.
By shifting focus away from threats and towards appreciation.
Right. It actively reduces anxiety even when life is difficult. It helps create this deep peace.
And the examples are simple things, right? Like journaling maybe 3 things you're thankful for each morning.
Yeah, or actually telling someone you appreciate them, or even just pausing during the day to notice something small and positive.
Like the quiet for 5 minutes.
Exactly. Just acknowledging it.
And that connection between gratitude and perspective, it's profound. The sources say, instead of seeing setbacks only as frustrations.
You can find reasons to be thankful for what they teach you.
Right. It's not pretending pain isn't painful. It's actively looking for the value within the difficulty, turning obstacles into catalysts.
Which brings us back to that inner dialogue again, your self-talk.
It's always running, isn't it?
Constantly programming your mind. And the sources are really clear. When you tell yourself you are capable, you start to behave as if you are.
And the flip side, that negative self-talk, I always fail. I'm not good enough.
The damage is that when you repeat those phrases day after day, they don't just stay thoughts. They harden. They become a belief system.
And that shapes your identity, limits what you even try to do.
Absolutely.
It sounds simple to just improve self-talk, but that inner critic can be so loud sometimes. Did the sources offer any, quick hacks for that?
They emphasize a kind of 3-step process. First, just become aware of those damaging thoughts. Notice them without judgment.
Okay, step 1, awareness.
Step 2, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is it an absolute fact or just a fear talking?
Get critical about the criticism.
Exactly. And third, replace them.
Yeah.
Consciously choose uplifting but realistic beliefs instead.
Realistic is important, not just empty affirmations.
Right. And it takes consistency, patience, being your own compassionate but firm coach.
Yeah, coaching yourself through it.
And we can't forget the external piece here, the people around you.
Oh yeah, the sources really hammered that home. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely uplift you.
It's about actively identifying, the energy givers versus the energy drainers in your life.
Not always easy, but important.
Crucial. It's not about avoiding reality, but strategically choosing who influences your perspective day to day.
So cultivating relationships with people who share your values, your goals.
And also being willing to maybe step back a bit from consistently toxic influences. Your mental space is hugely shaped by the company you keep. Choose wisely.
Okay, so we have mindset, resilience, courage, gratitude, better self-talk, positive influences. How does this all actually come together to create that, unstoppable growth?
Well, the sources really boil it down to one powerful concept: discipline.
Discipline.
Right.
Not always the most popular word.
Maybe not, but one audiobook defined it beautifully. Discipline is the bridge between the life you want and the life you live each day.
That's good. It's the bridge.
It's about choosing the actions consistently that move you towards growth, even when comfort or laziness is tempting you to stop.
The people who really succeed, they aren't always the most talented, are they?
Often not, but they are consistently the ones who stay disciplined when others give up.
And discipline, as the sources explain it, it's not about being perfect or super harsh on yourself.
No, it's more like the habit of showing up, the habit of keeping promises to yourself.
Keeping promises to yourself, I like that.
It gives you freedom, actually. Freedom from procrastination, regret, missed chances. It helps you act based on your principles, not just how you feel in the moment.
And a key part of that is clarity, right? Knowing your priorities, having some structure.
Absolutely. Clearly defined priorities, routines, structure. Those are the cornerstones of effective discipline, according to the sources.
And building on that discipline, the power of learning. Committing to learn something every single day.
Yes. To constantly expand your capacity, the fastest way to outgrow limits and unlock greater strength is to commit yourself to learning every single day.
It compounds, doesn't it? Daily learning. It turns problems into lessons.
And it builds confidence because you're constantly proving to yourself that you can improve, you can figure things out.
It's about active self-development, Reading a few pages, reflecting on an experience, engaging with new ideas.
Anything that stretches you a little.
Okay, but what happens when results take longer than you expect? Because, let's be real, they often do.
Oh, inevitably. Life definitely tests our patience. The sources talk about needing active endurance.
Active endurance, what's that?
It's not just stubbornness like gritting your teeth.
Yeah.
It's more like deliberate, ongoing effort to adapt and learn while you keep moving forward.
Like a marathon runner adjusting their pace but still heading for the finish line.
Exactly. Focusing on your effort, measuring progress by your improvement, not just the immediate outcome
Yeah.
that helps sustain you.
As the sources say, consistency matters more than speed.
Right. Keep showing up.
And to keep that energy going, especially over the long haul, celebrating small wins, can't overlook that.
Definitely not. The sources really emphasize this. Small wins are not insignificant. They are proof that your effort produces tangible outcomes.
Reinforcing belief in your capabilities and keeping enthusiasm alive.
Yeah. They're not trivial. They give you that immediate, crucial feedback. They build confidence bit by bit.
And fuel your resilience for the next challenge. Acknowledging those steps forward seems key for momentum.
Absolutely critical.
And underpinning all of this, taking responsibility.
Responsibility for the choices that shape your future. The sources put it starkly. Your future is written by the choices you make today.
That sounds heavy, but it's actually freeing, isn't it?
It's profound freedom
Yeah.
because it shifts your focus away from what you can't control.
To what is always within your reach.
Yeah.
Your choices, your effort, your attitude.
Right. It means accepting consequences, learning from mistakes, not just blaming other people or circumstances.
Ultimately, then, all these pieces, the mindset, the resilience, the discipline, the learning, they all point towards living with real purpose.
Yes. Aligning your actions with clear values. As the
Yeah.
sources say, purpose drives meaningful action.
And aligning every choice with clear values ensures a life of direction, fulfillment, and lasting impact.
It provides that essential why. The fuel for all the other disciplines we talked about.
Helps you navigate the tough stuff with more composure, build a life that feels, authentically yours.
That's the goal.
Wow. We've covered a lot of ground today, really exploring how this idea of unstoppable growth, it isn't really about some innate talent or waiting for lightning to strike.
No, it's about deliberate cultivation. Mindset, resilience, consistent, purposeful action.
And hopefully you've picked up some practical, actionable tools from this deep dive. Ways to improve that inner dialogue, maybe see challenges more as training.
And fuel your journey with that disciplined effort.
Yeah.
And that profound gratitude we talk about.
Yeah.
And maybe here's a final thought to take with you, just to mull over as you go about your day. Remember, skill will always have limits, right? There's always a ceiling somewhere. But your attitude, that can expand without limit. By consciously building that positive mindset, acting with intention, you're equipping yourself with something far more powerful, ultimately, than talent alone.
Gives you the ability to rise above challenges, learn from everything.
And truly create a life of meaning and ongoing progress. So the real question for you listening right now is, which empowering choice, which one will you make today that shapes your tomorrow?